And I was also, I know everyone can hear me talking. I was also going to eat before I sat down. Okay, here we go. Oh, and Tamala's here too, so we have real forum. We have serious forum. Okay, so I'm going to call this meeting to order. This is again Laura Myers speaking as for UNNC as the president. I would like to remind everyone who's sitting in the real room that we are being we have an AI assistant who is doing a transcript, but our AI assistant thinks every single one of us is UNNC president. So when you speak, please say your name so that we have half a chance when we look at the transcript of knowing who said what. If you're on the Zoom screen, if you're at home or wherever joining us, don't worry about that because the AI assistant will catch your name based on your log. So I am going to share the screen with our agenda and quickly go through it. And again, I apologize if we are definitely starting late. So the first order of business will be that we're going to go through the agenda is call to order, roll call, board members, voting status, review the agenda. We've skipped straight to review the agenda for the moment. We will have public comments and announcements on items not on the agenda. We do have a presentation, but we're going to again flip that order and have the presentation before the public comments. We have an item to appoint a candidate to one of our vacant positions. Then we will have our government agency reports, including welcoming our new NEA. We have 2 funding requests before us tonight. We have a bunch of community impact statements before us tonight. Several are in the agenda packet. One is printed on the agenda, so you all got the agenda. Hopefully read that. And we'll have standing committee reports if there are any. We have on the agenda appoint an outreach chair. We have on the agenda possible reestablishment of our mobility and transportation committee. We have people who would like to be on the committee, but we don't have a person who's raised their hand to be chair. Can't reestablish it without having a chair. Appoint additional community impact statement filers because it's just I can't see it all. The planning and land use items, we don't have them. Item 10A, it does not exist for tonight. It will be tabled. 10B, follow up to previous cases. Obviously, we'll talk about that, but I don't think we have any voting items. And then we have executive committee reports. And that is our agenda. So, Michael, will you pull the
Absolutely. Candace. Absolutely. President Elizabeth.
Did you call my name? Yes, I'm here.
Thank you. Lauren.
present?
Joshua.
Here.
Sure. Online. Michelle.
Yes.
Kamala.
Yes.
I'm here. Kareem.
Here.
Michael. Yo. Chris.
Here.
Siobhan.
Yep.
Caesar.
Here.
Rabia.
Did you say Rabia?
Yes.
Here.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have quorum. So Teresa, you want to do your presentation and of course lock it completely.
Maybe myself can be behind you.
On the
So I need to. I know.
You have to share it. Just go to the.
I do have to share it for them to see it. I do have to share it. The only question is where to go.
It's in the Google Drive. So go back to the agenda, and go into the Google document.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Go back to the agenda.
Just stop the share.
I need to launch it is what I need to do, and then
Yes.
Go,
that's not where it is.
go to the agenda.
So we've closed it out, is what you're telling me, by accident.
Yeah, so go to the agenda, go into the Google Drive.
Sure.
And then it's roots and roots.
Sure.
And then as soon as you project the status. Now you can share. Right. Thank you. So while she's getting that ready, everybody, we have a tree planting, many of you were there. In conjunction with the South Island Tree Coalition, CD10 and LAC. So we're gonna watch the video and then I'll just do the things after that. What are you doing?
Okay, starting.
I'm Amy Schulenberg with LA Sanitation and Environment, and we're proudly here today for our Belief in Equity grant, which was funded through the U.S. Forest Service, and our
What did happen? No, it should be an edge. We are screen sharing. It should be there. Let's do it again. Right, and go back and do it one more time. I see. I know.
I'm Amy Schulenberg with LA Sanitation and Environment, and we're proudly here today for our Belief in Equity grant, which was funded through the U.S. Forest Service, and our project is focusing on schools that are in low canopy communities. So we're shading around the perimeter of schools and the routes families walk to school. It's really important to bring extra trees to communities that have been historically disinvested and have lower shade equity than other communities in the city. Our grant here today was able to cut out the concrete between the sidewalk and the curb so we can make tree wells to plant trees and water them until they're established. And it gives us the opportunity to green the hardest to plant areas where there was always concrete corridors. We're making them green corridors now.
I'm the Communications Director for United Neighborhoods Neighborhood Council, and we're very happy to be partnering with the South LA Tree Coalition today for this tree planting event. District 10 in Los Angeles has one of the lowest percentage of tree canopy coverage of all the districts in LA. We're only at 15% when the city average is 25%. So adding any more greenery, any more shade that we can to our important areas in our district is super crucial.
Hi, I'm Angelique Perez with KYCC, and today we're joined with LA San as well as our South LA Tree Coalition collaboration to be planting 28 trees around 6th Street Elementary Avenue. We're really excited. This is like a super exciting collaboration. Thank you to Teresa.
Yeah, so you're doing it perfectly. So you're gonna come from the center, you're gonna pull up, and we're trying to build kind of like the shape. The goal is the shape.
This event is very important to not just me, but my kid and my family and everybody that goes to 6th Ave, because it's going to provide a lot of shade that these kids need. As you can see, the inside's still pretty much asphalt. So we're trying to change that in the long run. But right now, this is a great starting point. So this is why it's so important for the community to get more of a tree canopy.
All right, well, we're doing the Roots and Fruits free fruit tree adoption here on behalf of the South LA Tree Coalition. It's incredibly important to get trees in our South LA communities because of the urban canopy. We are severely lacking in shade, and there are other urban heat island effects that are detrimental to living here in South Los Angeles. So more people getting trees is always good.
So that was the event. I want to thank all of Joshua, Three, Laura, Hunter, and Elizabeth all came out. We had over 200 people. I know Ed was concerned about May's tacos, but it was 2 tacos and rice and beans. It was a large taco plate, so it wasn't just a couple of tacos. Council District was very happy about, I think they thought it was going to be a little smaller event, but it turned out to be over 200 people attending and lots of volunteers. So the principal was also in the photograph, very happy. And then the third, fourth, and fifth year, the school is going to partner with some of the classes to take over watering. Each class is going to get a tree, and they're going to take stewardship over the trees. So I feel it's a pretty good event. We did give out 100 fruit trees. The community is very happy about that, and we hope, in the future to try to, maximize that in some way in other parts of the within Unnc. So just want to say thank you, everybody, and that's from the tree committee.
Okay. Can we do it every month? All right. Okay, thank you very much. So we're gonna move backwards to general public comments. And we have some hands raised here in the room. I'm gonna start at the back room, but if you can come, but yes, because we have this little device that brings you to the other room.
Great.
So if you would introduce yourself, please.
Right here.
Yeah, that's
All right. Good evening, everybody. Thanks for having us here. My name is Eric Barlow. I'm the president and the chief operating officer for STEM Prep. We operate 2 schools within UNN, 2 public schools, free for kids within UNNC. So I'm here with my colleague Daniel Moreno, who's he's our interim principal at our high school. We're really proud of our school's results and what we're doing for kids in the neighborhood. We graduated, what's the total number of kids we've graduated? We just said the other day, like over 500 graduates now we moved in there. And I was telling Sandra earlier, the last couple of years, our graduation rate is over 99%, and 100% of our graduates are getting admitted into 4-year colleges, and 70% of those in STEM fields. So going into a science, into math, engineering, which is really our mission, is to close that gap for students of color and women to be successful into entering into STEM careers. So we're really excited about that. And we'd love to come back another time. Maybe we can do a presentation like Teresa did. We'd love to do that. But we're here tonight really just because we really take our partnership with the community and the neighborhood seriously. We really want to be good neighbors. And we have heard from Laura that earlier this week there were some concerns about traffic on Adams Boulevard near our high school. So we just wanted to come and say, we apologize on behalf of our parents and that we haven't done enough with our parents to make sure that they should know the rules by now, being that it's November. And so we're going to redouble our efforts to make sure that parents, nobody's double parking in the neighborhood or picking up or dropping off the street, because it's really not safe. So all that should really be done internal to the campus. And we do have systems in place, and we have staff that are monitoring. So we invite you, we'd love to invite your feedback. We invite you to kind of watch what we do over the next couple of weeks and let us know if we're doing what we need to do to make sure that all of our families are following those, the expectation. So yeah, I think the only other thing I'd say, if you're curious about the school, I did bring some flyers, so I'll leave them in the back. If you know a student, we do have an elementary school nearby. It's actually it's in CD8, so, but it's nearby. So, and we have a middle school and a high school, so students of all ages, totally free. So if you're interested, we have the flyers, and then we're also, I know our National Honor Society is looking for opportunities for community service for our students in the neighborhood, so we'd love to partner with you all for future events.
Oh, for Teresa's next tree planting.
Yeah, okay. So, okay, that's it, unless anybody has any questions. Okay,
Okay.
all right, thank you so much.
Chris,
I wanted to
say your name.
Chris Carlson, and I wanted to report the very good news that the substantial encampment that's been quite problematic on 15th to the north of us was fully cleared today. And it was Operation Room Key was there, and that property is now under 6-month daily watch by LAPD for no return camping. And that was a significant effort for the city to respond to the community, because it had been a large spike in car break-ins and even home thefts. And so that's a lovely thing to have had, you know, they got themselves organized and we were on the list and it happened.
Okay. Are there any public comments on Zoom? Seeing no hands raised, moving on to the next item, and that would be a request to appoint Sandra Pruitt to fill the vacant Region 5 resident representative position. That's technically seat 1, Group A, and it is, the seat is 2029. Executive committee, with Sandra's agreement, is recommending, as we did recently, a 1-year appointment, a temporary appointment, as we've been doing with our appointments. So that the motion, can I make the motion? The motion from executive is to appoint Sandra Pruitt to the vacant position for 1 year, and maybe you can make the motion. Moved by Michael, and we need a second.
On a second.
Thank you. Sandra, do you want to introduce yourself? And before we vote, and if anyone has questions, but yes, come on up here. I mean, I think we all know you, but maybe we don't all know you. Just give us a little 1 minute, 2 minutes max.
Sandra Pruitt from Jefferson Park. I live on 2nd Avenue. I was on the board for some time ago, and now coming back because I'm still very passionate about Jefferson Park and our positive life. And you know, have great ideas for things I would like to do going forward. I work well with the community. I'm excited about being able to bring us together for some more wonderful events.
Yeah, okay. You're welcome. This application is in, as you know, the agenda packet, so I hope you all had a chance to read it. If there are no questions, it's been moved and seconded, and I don't think we need a BAC. I think we can do this by acclamation, by raise of hands, or should we do a BAC?
I think we can do that.
Okay, so all in favor, if you're on Zoom, raise your virtual hand, please, and in the room, your actual hand. Okay, Sandra, you're in.
Okay.
See that, at the table.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Thank you. Okay, government agencies, reports and comments, Council District 10, Danielle Mera. So I think the raised hands are still the votings, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Hello, everybody. I'm trying to get that. There it is. The camera is self-tracking, so it was shooting up to the ceiling. So just wanted to say good afternoon. I don't have my notes ready, but I just wanted to go ahead and introduce myself for those that may not know me. My name is Danielle Mayer. I'm the field deputy for the northern half of UNNC. I've been here since 20 would be, I guess, in this position, but serving CD10 since 2016. So I've been here for a minute. I do want to reiterate the use of 311. So if you do have an account, which I do encourage, that way your service requests are automatically saved. And if there's any issues, just like what we've seen recently with that new update with the MyLA 311 system, there's a couple glitches and issues, but that's when you utilize me. So send me those service request numbers and the addresses that you reported it to, and I can follow up with the department. We also have our rapid response teams that we dispatch. The councilwoman understands that cleanliness in the district is still, a high priority. So we are continuing to fund our rapid response crews to be out there 5 days a week, pretty much hitting about 40 locations a day. This is, they can do anything, have done anything from weed abatement, tree well maintenance, gutter cleaning, curb cleaning. So if I am driving through the area, I keep my head on a swivel, so I can try and get these locations to the crew so they can handle. But if I'm looking one way and I miss something to the right, definitely please send those my way so we can get them on schedule and get it cleaned up. Recently, we've been getting a lot of coyotes sightings in the area, especially in Mid-City, just west of UNNC. So just wanted to remind everybody that the councilwoman does have coyote kits and awareness signs that we have. You might have seen some in some of the communities that just pretty much announce, tips, sightings. There's a QR code to report them. And then our coyote kits have a whistle, an air horn, and an information pamphlet. So we still have ample supplies of that. If you would like one, you can reach out to myself, Allie, or Jeff, and then we can definitely provide those to you and your neighbors, however many you like. I do want to make another announcement. Our office received another shipment of air purifiers. So if you are interested, we do have air purifiers available at our Pico office. It's we're trying to limit them to 2 per person, and it is first come, first serve. So if you'd like to come on by, we are usually there 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, unless we're closed a little early for a special event or anything like that. So you can always email me, let me know. I can push one off to the side for you. You can come by and pick them up. Let's see. I wanted to bring up one of my little positive accomplishments. A constituent in Harvard Heights area had brought up a pothole that was growing on the southeast corner of Harvard and Venice. It was right at a bus stop, so every time the bus would stop right there, it would just make that hole bigger and bigger. With that, we work with various departments to install a actual concrete bus landing, so that way that pothole doesn't appear again with the asphalt, and it's definitely a more permanent situation for that area. So I wanted to highlight that. We recently, the Department of Street Services recently repaved Western Boulevard from Venice to Washington. That was early October, lasted about a week. So we had that southbound lane repaved or redone because it was starting to kind of wobble, whatever the word would be, warp with the bus going through it. So that was all shaved down, and they put a thicker patch of asphalt on that side. So when the bus and vehicles do pass down, it doesn't happen as soon as we saw previously. Another announcement regarding repaving, La Brea is actually going to be repaved in certain areas. This is going to start next week from November 12th to about the 17th. We shall see what the rain does, because I think we're expecting some kind of rain next week. So it might elongate the process. But there's going to be 2 areas on La Brea that are going to be affected by this. It's going to be Pico to Venice. Yes, Pico to Venice on La Brea, and then Adams to Ferndale. Not Farmdale, because I said the wrong street, but Ferndale. So they're going to do 2 sections during that same time period. So if you travel La Brea or are in the area, just keep in mind it's going to be a little bit hectic, because I know that's one of our major thoroughfares to get to and from. So please keep that in mind and start thinking about alternate routes. Going into events, the councilwoman has had a huge success with the therapeutic senior aquatic sessions at the Michelle and Barack Obama Sports Complex. It was only supposed to be for the month of September. However, we are it was so successful that we continued the program. So we have that up until December. It's every Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. There's no need to RSVP. You just come with your itty bitty teeny weeny polka dot bikini, your shower cap, your towel, and join in on the session. So wanted to let everybody know that those are still going on. We are also gearing up for our snow days. We have one coming to Rainier Park. That's going to be the Festival of Lights as well as a snow night. That's December 15th. It would be from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. Of course, there's going to be free food. I think there's going to be some rides there, entertainment, and more. We're also doing a snow day at Westside Park and Limerick Park, of course. And those are going to be December 6th and December 12th, I believe. So we just want to put those out there. Once we have a flyer finalized, I'll definitely share that with all my contacts so they can be distributed to your networks. Lastly, I do want to mention that we are working towards our annual food box giveaway. We have historically not done one for Thanksgiving. We do it for Christmas. So our phone lines will open up December 1st to RSVP for your turkey and food box. It's going to be our drive-through event. It's going to be at the Michelle Barack Obama Sports Complex again. And once we have a date confirmed, when you call and get on the RSVP list, we will mail you a letter that's also your confirmation letter, and it's going to have all the details for the drive-through event. Does anybody have any questions?
Does anybody have any questions here or on Zoom? Yeah. Go ahead, Chris.
There's been a huge uptick in graffiti along the Adams corridor, both north and south side. The businesses are getting hit just daily. And I was talking to Officer Espinosa today, and he said it's correlated with the fact that during COVID, graffiti was reduced to just a citation during the COVID period. And the question is, maybe we need to, since various things during COVID have rolled back to normalcy, maybe the city needs to revisit that decision to have it as just a citation event, because the graffiti has just absolutely blanketed Western from practically, I'm sorry, Adams, both sides. It's just heavy. And
and another issue with why we're seeing a big delay in response time, because previously it would be 1 to 2 days maximum for graffiti removal, is because of, unfortunately, that 311 update. It's actually harboring the contractors and making it more complicated for them to respond to it. So we've already sent our messages over to the mayor's office because they're the one that initiate that and watch over that. So we sent in our honest reviews. I actually got one for a deputy as far as them asking how I like the system. And after hearing all the stakeholders' complaints, I really went on that survey and let them have it and let them know all the issues that we've been receiving, like myself using it, other stakeholders. So that's one of the biggest issues there, is that it's made it more complicated for them to respond. But with that, I do want to reiterate, you put in your service request, save that information. You can send it over to myself, Allie, if it's on Adams, and then we can prioritize it as best and fast as we can, because we understand, especially if it's gang related graffiti, they come and they cross each other out and it just keeps adding and building up, especially if it's taking like about a week now to respond. So I totally understand. I see it too. And I do my best to report them all and prioritize them if they're not done in a timely manner. So please send those service requests to us with the locations, and that way we can work on getting that addressed.
And if I misspeak, I meant to say Washington Boulevard, not Adams.
You said Adams.
I got
Okay.
so it's all along the businesses on Washington Boulevard. And it's being crossed out and written over it. And yeah, I realized I had a brain freeze, and I'm
no worries. Actually, that we're seeing an uptick, especially in that area. Espinosa found out that a rival tagging gang from south of the freeway found out about somebody on the north side of the freeway. So that's why they're coming onto their territory and they're, claiming it, as they say. So that's what happened, is that they found out that somebody that they don't like lives in this area in Harvard Heights. And so that's why we're seeing a lot of the cross out.
Fine.
So he is aware of that.
Caesar.
Hi, I just have a question. Do you know if the repayment for La Brea will have some safety features?
Safety features in the sense of what?
Like HLA being applied to that stretch? Like,
Bike lanes?
well, not just bike lanes, but just make it the whole boulevard a little safer.
I think they're solely doing the repaving. I'm not sure if they're installing any safety features because they're small stretches. So it's
Okay.
literally just where on La Brea, where Pico and Venice, it's only a certain amount of feet that they're trying to take care of. And same for the Adams portion.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
So can you, but
Hi.
say your name.
Danielle, it's Sophie. You mentioned that we can escalate certain reports to you. Does that just be email or would that come marketing? Like, what do you prefer?
I'm better with email. So if you text me, I can see it. And sometimes because, mom brain, I see it. I think I respond. I don't respond. And then like a week later at 3 a.m, I'm like, oh my God. So email is my best way of communication. I can't speak for Allie or Jeff, but you can always email us. And then if you don't get a response, you can CC me, bring me on, and we talk to each other at the office. So, I'll just be like, hey, did you see that email? So that's my preferred way is email because I can hold myself more accountable when I see it in my inbox.
Okay, and then thank you. And then if we wanted to like stay anonymous, because I know like it allows you to report anonymously. If we send you an email, is it kept like confidence or? Like,
Oh
our
no,
name-
yeah. If I ever get an email, even this is like neighbors reporting another neighbor for building and safety or things like that, I never say, Laura Myers complained that so and so. I never do. I just say, a community member. It's very vague.
I'm just worried about the gang activity piece because like if I send it over.
No. We never throw out names unless we absolutely have to. And if we do, we always ask your permission. Is it okay if I send, especially if they need to contact you for whatever reason it is? I always, at least for me, I always ask, is it fine if I pass your information to so and so? But as far as those 311s and sending them over to our contractors, they don't need to know who sent it over, so long as they know it's coming from our office and what the service request and the address are. We don't need to share that.
And sorry to harp on it, but like, so you guys are gonna respect the confidentiality, which is wonderful. Is that information discoverable though? Like, is it public? Anything in your email inbox?
I'm sorry, I don't understand the question.
Like, well, I suppose. I think it's discoverable, but-
Well, are you asking, is it subject to a public records request?
Yeah. But, I mean, I just want to make sure if there's like a really sensitive report, that it stays anonymous, but I don't know.
Not
Because
to
it's
say
pretty
anonymous.
email.
Yeah, if you were to email me about a certain location and we get a public request to act, we do have to provide that information, but I do believe they redact all the sensitive information. They just keep what's relevant to the case.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions for Danielle? Okay, Laura has one question. So despite the food crisis that we seem to be facing, we are not locally doing a Thanksgiving turkey food box giveaway?
No, we've been.
Okay.
Go ahead, Laura. Sorry, I cut off at the end.
Not at the moment planned. I know it's only November 6th and things are changing every day, I realize.
Correct. Yeah, I haven't heard any plans on our end to provide food boxes or turkeys for Thanksgiving, but as soon as I have any information to that, we will push it out for our network, so that way we can have that. We understand that the food crisis is a big thing right now, and while we're on this topic, I do know that the Gramercy Apartments, they host 2 food box giveaways where you're at. I have flyers for that I can share. The mayor's office also pushed out a really good flyer with multiple locations that are distributing weekly food giveaways. And I know there's one in Koreatown and one south of, I think, Unnc on Degnan Street. So I can share that information, and that way you have it and you can push it out too.
Okay, thank you, because we already did do one email and put it on our website, but I think we should keep moving on it.
No worries,
Okay.
I'll share more information.
Thank you. Okay, anything else? I'd like to welcome Daniel to the team. Mm.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Daniel Johnson. I am the reassigned NEA for UNC. I have something I want to share with you all that I looked up before I came. It's a full circle moment. So I think my email said like July 15, 2013. I didn't realize this. I don't know why I looked at my email. So I wrote like a little 3 sentence because I think I ran for the board back.
This one?
Yeah. So it's like 12 years ago. 12 years later, I'm in Indiana. So it says, I guess I asked, why do I want to serve? So it says, I want to serve the UNC governing board because my family, friends, and I have been residents of Jefferson Park for many years. The UNC will give me the opportunity to directly serve and represent my native community through my experience with communication, collaboration, critical thinking, problem solving, and creativity. So that's what I had in my email. I was like, oh, that's sweet. Oh, who's wrong with me? I didn't make it. So I actually grew up on Second Avenue Adams. Used to always go to the park, which you all know is Benny H. Potter. I know that's Second Avenue Park. Grandmother actually used to stay across the street from that park. We stayed directly on Second Ave and Adams, probably the complex or the smaller complexes behind the ones that are exactly on that corner. Used to always play at the Fitzgerald house right there. We actually friends with those folks. So I stayed in District. I tried to look at District 3, District 5. So we also lived on 7th and Montclair. Then I had an apartment on 28th in North when I was like 21. So very familiar with the area, even with the church right there off the Washington and Arlington. And I used to go to the library when it was still there before it got moved towards Crenshaw. So very familiar with the area. Very much glad to be back, glad to be here. Just to be a little bit more brief, my style is very open in terms of communication. If you want to write down my number, I didn't bring this cards. 213-978-1710. Again, that's 213-978-1710. And then my email is Daniel. My name is spelled traditionally, period, D period, and then Johnson, spelled traditionally as well, at lacity.org. Feel free to call me, text me, or email me. If you don't get an answer on the phone, text always works for me. I'm always like, you can't never miss a text. You might not answer it, but you get it. Or an email. I do my best to respond as quickly as possible. If that is something that you would like for me to continue to do, I'm open to it. The only time I will reach out to you for urgency is if it's a turnaround for like the city clerk, the city attorney, someone with some information. So therefore, I might text you, call you. Not asking for you to be as open with communication and answer all the time, but if it's something critical, just do that grace for me. Other than that, this is your neighborhood council. I'm not here for anything contentious or tension. I want to be clear there. There may be opportunities for us to say, hey, that might not be right, Daniel. I might say, hey, Unnc, I think this might be a better way. But my role is to support and never set you all back or stop you. Is to figure out what does work within the guidelines and the boundary of my authority and what we have in terms of code of conduct, et cetera. So never think if I say it can't be done, that I'm coming from a place of like, it just can't. It's probably processes or communication I already had. Trust me, I'm gonna go 100% to try to figure it out. But if I can't, I don't know what else to do. I'll be transparent. Okay. Other than that, I'm here. Just to wrap up, our department is moving to more engagement in terms of the community. So I might not attend every meeting. I am one of the very few, or amongst the others that do love to attend all meetings. So I will. I know that's conflicting information I just shared. However, if you feel like, hey, you don't have to come to this meeting, let me know. If there's any outreach I could do in your community on your behalf, please let me know. You don't have to always show up to tabling. If you know that it's during your work hours or whatever, let me know. I'll go out there. If there's any canvassing opportunities that you all do, let me know. I'll be there with you. You have me at your support. I might not reach out and ask you what you need. You can always let me know what you need, and I will be there guaranteed. I did have one more, oh, Public Works, we want to get. Our department met with Public Works, the Public Works Commission 2 weeks ago. Learned about, I don't know, up to the 7 members, please forgive me if I'm wrong, what areas they cover and their special interests, the projects they have. When it comes to 311, please continue to use that as, my colleague Danielle keeps sharing, continue. It was shared at ITA, which is the technology department over this city's technology. They are still taking a lot of questions. They haven't implemented some of those updates as of yet, but they are aware of a lot of issues. But the goal is to continue to keep using it just in case. And of course, we don't know when those issues will roll out, but they will, stuff they will roll out, they will sooner or later. So please continue to use it. That's something I know our department will continue to stress as well, and continue to take feedback of that new application from your neighbors as well. Other than that, I'm here. I don't think I have any, no department updates as of yet. Today is a little blank. But I will begin to give you updates via email. And I think that's any questions?
Well, I'm gonna just start, if you don't mind, Sandra. We have had ongoing issues with Cornerstone.
Okay.
Also probably told you. And the issues are more with existing board members than new board member training. So in other words, when we change the roster, a new board member joins, we send in the updated roster, she'll get credentials, she doesn't know this yet, but she'll get credentials so that she can log into Cornerstone for her training. That's usually pretty straightforward. However, for the existing board members, when the 2 years is up on funding and or ethics training, those trainings are not necessarily made available easily. So we have a couple of board members who've been well, there's no there for the ethics, for example, and it's a problem.
So thank you. Cornerstone is its own beast for both.
Yeah.
I will tell you, I am the Cornerstone guy, not because I can help solve the problem, but I want you to do your training to all 98 other neighborhood councils like. So I will be the one to make sure you can get through, for sure, because I don't like my boards or my board members to have those issues. When it comes to returning board members, let's say maybe if you're on the board 10 years ago, I think, or like 5 years ago, I think usernames changed, they updated it.
Right.
And so if you haven't had an opportunity to log in for a long period of time, your username has changed, I can't say that. But other than that, don't worry. I think when it comes to renewals, it's not as easier as when you log in because it doesn't show immediately. Just holler. That's what I'm saying. So we'll get it done, for sure. If you really want to do a training, you know, some people are like, but yes, we'll get that done.
Well, we really want people to have their training because I understand that Don has its rules, but our standing rules, which we've now had to sort of half abandon, require that everybody have the training done in the first 30 to 45 days.
Yeah.
And when you can't, when they can't do it, we can't say it, or else you can't do it.
I'll tell you this, whoever having issues now, you didn't have anybody next week unless you didn't do it. I'll tell you that, for sure, straight up, or unless your computer doesn't work, for sure.
I'm one of the people with the issue, so I can either go to.
No.
Or I can choose.
Wait till the end of the week, I'm here, but literally by next week, you don't have to complete the training, but you'll be able to log in and do what you need to do for sure.
Okay, Sandra, you had a.
Daniel.D.Johnson. Yeah, I'm not a special case where I just get to begin with Johnson. They are, somebody beat me to it in city. Any more questions?
Any questions?
Which means I'll need a roster as soon as possible so I can make sure I get that.
I have to update the roster and I will send that to you and to rosters.
Any more?
And do I still need to, I've been copying Mary Lou on most of everything. Well, before reason. No,
But no, please do include her in anything you would like to. Miley is my supervisor, director of awareness engagement. But I just have other work, they just do it. You don't have to.
No, the reason we were doing it is because Alfonso was on maternity leave.
Oh, no,
Maternity, right.
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm your go-to.
Okay.
And y'all are my go-to. Okay.
Thank you.
Any questions from the board members that are virtual?
Doesn't look that way. Okay, thank you. Okay, we are moving on and we're gonna try and do this so quickly because, oh my gosh, it's already 8 o'clock. We have 1 more hour to do the whole rest of the agenda. Yay. Funding requests. We have 2 funding requests. Number 6A. Item 6A is Project Pit requests an MPG up to $3,500. Carlton is here. I hope he is really here. And I see him here on the thing. I am gonna share the screen with the actual application. As you see on the agenda, the executive committee recommended that we approve an MPG for $3,500. Project Pit is planning not just an event at Johnny Cochran, but they're also doing at Whitney High School. And if Carlton unmutes himself, if he's still here, he'll explain the rest of it, but I'm going to share the screen and hopefully, Carlton, are you here?
No, you're muted if you aren't.
No.
Yes, I am here. Good evening.
Hi, Carlton. Can you, I'm sorry, because you saw us sort of dancing with that description because I've already forgotten the other schools and what you guys are doing, proposing.
Yes, no, you hit it right on the nail perfectly. Good evening. My name is Carlton, Executive Director with Project Pit. Thank you for allowing us to be on this call again. We're presenting our I Love Myself school tour at those 2 schools that you mentioned. We're doing 2 activations, one in the winter, or one in late fall and one in late winter, where we're doing and promoting and incentivizing kids to focus on their mental wellness. And if you do have the video link, we can play that.
Do I need to make you a co-host? Because I don't have your video.
I'll drop it in the chat. I think I emailed it or Erica did.
Okay, so that's an oops, but if you drop it in the chat, I can get to it.
Awesome, you're amazing. Thank you so much.
Not there yet, though.
Okay, I just dropped it right now.
Scan. Still don't see it. Whoop, one new. There it is. And I am going to wait. Where did I do that? I'm stopping it. We're not sharing yet. Sorry. Okay.
Today was a very good event. We worked out, and thanks everybody for coming.
Thank you everybody for coming out and helping us with health awareness.
I thought that the workout class was really fun and really inclusive, and they had really good music.
Hey everyone, my name is Stephen Menduke. I'm the principal at Teach Tech Charter High School. Shout out, I Love Myself School Tour.
My name is Divinity. I'm with R&B Yoga, and shout out to I Love Myself School Tour.
Hi, my name is Wendy, and this is Marlene, and work with Community Services Unlimited. And shout out to I Love Myself Tour.
What's up, you guys? Ali from House of Vibes, Wellness and Nutrition, and I wanted to give a shout out to I Love Myself Tour. It's
going down. We're making an impact. Let's get it.
So yeah, that's a visual of how the event entails. It's very specified for every school. This is our third year working with Johnny Cochran and the other schools that we're working with as well. And again, we just really focus on mental health and wellness with the students, and it's very impactful. Just a lot going on with the kids as far as just social media and a lot of things. So it allows them to just walk away with something that they can use for their essential mental health journey. For everyone, it looks different. So they learn journaling, yoga, they learn how to cook healthier items, and it's a lot of just different areas where we can just promote mental health wellness. And it's been extremely impactful, and we're looking to continue just to support the local schools in your area. And I'll pause if there's any questions or thoughts or any feedback.
And remind me, you're working with, along with Johnny Cochran, you're doing Whitney High School, and I thought you had mentioned one other UNC.
Yes, a third school as well. So working with 3 schools in the area.
So both of us are having, what did you call it, Chris? Mind freeze? Brain freeze. Brain freeze. There we go. Michael has a question.
Michael Kimbrough, it looks like a good program, Carlton. You're looking for $3,500.
Yes.
Are you requesting funding from any other neighborhood council?
One other neighborhood council is Neighborhood Council Central. That's Audubon and Fernando Pullum Center. They requested that we work with because they want to work with the schools in the area, and they're giving us $500 for their schools in that area.
So this is all for schools in our area.
But is there additional funding sources for your program?
Yeah, so our board, so the total budget specifically, and I think it's on the application, is 15,500 for just the total activation of what we're doing with the schools in your area. So our main source of funding is our board. And then we have a private grant as well through the Department of Cultural Affairs that allows us to work with the schools. So those are our 3 areas of funding.
So this is Laura speaking in Carlton. So I think we need to adjust. I'm looking right now, and I've got the screen, the shared screen. I think we need to adjust this to add the rest of the funding onto the application.
Okay, that's not a problem.
In the room tonight, but we'll need to do that.
It needs to be. Elizabeth has a question.
Yeah, Elizabeth.
Hey guys, odd to be talking to a blank screen. I wish I were there. I have an eye injury, which is keeping me at home. I come from the generation of Just Say No to Drugs. So I just remember all these programs about how to feel about something. And in my opinion, the Just Say No to Drugs was a failure towards us. I work in the elementary school, and I'm going to say that we wash over these kids with a high self-esteem messaging, training, thoughts, books, posters everywhere. And when you say that the program is highly impactful, I have to say, how do we know? How can we measure that? In my opinion, it's self-esteem is like environmentalism. It doesn't belong. It's more than being part of a separate program. Now we're going to talk about self-esteem. Now we're going to talk about loving ourselves. It needs to be part of every classroom, every day, every minute. And I would be more supportive of this program if you were actually training teachers and staff members, school coaches to help kids know, like identify low self-esteem, identify some of these other things. So I just have to say, like, I've seen this, we've tried this a lot before, and 3,500 is a high price for sort of a one-off. And that's what I'm getting so far.
No, definitely hear you and understand where you're coming from. Appreciate your feedback. So it isn't necessarily a one-off. We do 2 activations per school, and it is our 3rd year doing it. And I do agree, if we do train the faculty and the teachers and the principals, but unfortunately, students aren't really listening to the faculty and principals. So bringing in culturally relevant organizations and influencers that kids connect to just kind of has a deeper impact, which is why the schools keep asking us to come back because it has been impactful. And again, this is our third year, but that's just kind of my feedback as it relates to your
So,
state.
so what metrics would you use to say that the program is impactful?
So impactful with the students that we have worked with, they measured, and the main thing that specifically Johnny Cochran that was to focus on is just behavior and grades. And we can't necessarily relate it to just our specific program. They have multiple programs that we utilize throughout the year. And Johnny Cochran feels like ours is a very strong one that helps with just behavior and grades with the students because they're able to now be a part of something because there's a lack of funding where there aren't any programs on the campus. So there used to be, of course, all these different drug programs, but now there isn't really much on campuses at all to keep students active. So it incentivizes them in a way.
You say that the kids don't really listen to the teachers or the principal?
I mean, theoretically speaking,
is that not a signal there? Is that not a red flag that we really need to help our teachers?
no, agree. Well, we're only one program and only have,
Yeah. All right.
So yeah.
We can't have this kind of conversation. This is public comments and just, No, I know. Yeah, right. Okay. No, I think Elizabeth's points were very valid, but it was the back and forth that began. Anybody else? Well, we have to make a motion.
One more.
Okay.
But the request is up to 35.
No, the motion, remember how this works. Executive committee recommends that we approve an MPG for $3,500 to Project Pitt for, and what's the phrase, Carlton? Not enactments. Well, engagements at 3 of our local schools, each twice. So that's what so it's 6 programs. And that's the motion from executive committee. Again, I think Michael has to make it.
I will make the motion.
And we need a second from someone who's not on executive committee.
Can we have a clarification question after the motion? What we have to do? Wanted to know what our balance in our grant fund was.
We have enough money.
No, I didn't ask good money.
I can't ask
balance in our grant.
Well, if you recall, we had put $9,000 of the rollover into the grant fund.
Right.
So this would be 9,000 minus 3,500. That would be the balance.
Some other things. So I just want.
No, the other things were previous to adding the 9,000. This is what I remember.
Yeah,
it may or may not be accurate. Candace is not here with us, but that I recall that's what she said at the executive. You're recalling it too. So this would be minus 3,500.
I made a motion.
Sandra seconds. Okay, so Sandra, you're allowed to second, but you can't vote because you haven't taken your training. So, okay, and this is a BAC. Assuming the question is called. The question. Okay.
Call the roll. Sukrit. Same. Elizabeth.
No.
Laura.
Yes.
Joshua.
Abstain.
And Edward.
I think he's not here.
He had to draw.
Tamala.
I cannot vote.
Oh, sorry. Which one? Michelle.
Yes.
All right. I'm a yes. Kareem.
Yes.
Michael.
Yeah.
Chris.
She's not on the phone. Well, yes, she is, because you're voting.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm understanding.
Siobhan. Caesar.
Abstain.
Marco. Is not here. I'm sorry. Rabia.
Yes.
Okay. 5 yes, 2 no.
No, abstains count as no.
Oh, they do?
Uh-huh.
Can you repeat that one more time?
Full bylaws, abstains count as a no. Did everyone know that when you abstained?
That's,
It's,
I want to be clear, it's not indicated. I looked that up, that's what I heard the first thing. You don't have that indicated clearly.
what does it say?
It just says, it says the board shall take official action by a majority vote of the total number of board members present, not including abstention.
That's taking action. When we abstain, you're saying no. Would have to be an about. Okay, so when you say updated, I would.
Well-
It's okay, let me just ask you this, for those of you who abstain. Assuming that your abstention counts as a no, did you know that your abstention would be a no?
It doesn't matter, because they gotta go by the bylaws.
Yeah.
No, but they can revote if they didn't know what it meant.
And then, of course, I'll allow that to be discretion of the board, so that tends to happen, so this is where we're like, yo, we won't get to know each other. I always say yes or no, because when you do the abstention thing, I know we want to sometimes privatize it, but then this happens, right? Because we're not aware of our own bylaws. But because your bylaws explicitly say like abstentions don't count, that vote is valid. Because it's not even a no, it's just the majority literally saying no, and then, or the majority had abstention.
Right, so.
But it's 5, 6, there are 5 yeses, right? No.
There's 2 no's.
5 yes, 2 no is 5.
So,
5 and 5.
okay,
Well,
I'm just gonna go back to, because I see a hand raised.
Joshua.
I'm going to ask again, without asking for comment, were those of you who abstained aware that your de facto, your vote, your non-vote is a no? And if your answer is yes, you're aware of it, then the motion doesn't pass. Yes, Josh, do you have a question? And then I have Teresa. Oh, you're muted. You're talking, but you're muted.
Sorry, Laura. Yeah, I think you can hear me now. Totally aware that the abstention vote doesn't count as a positive vote or vicariously a no vote. And just to help Carlton out, I'm just looking for a little more parsed out clarity as far as how some of the funds are going to be used, and that may help, encourage us to vote yes if this is represented to the board. Namely, just, getting more detail on the actual schools that you have contracts with, especially if you're going to provide services twice for 3 different schools or target schools, and also how the funds are specifically being used. I saw $2,000 for sound equipment, which, seems reasonable if you're purchasing equipment, but when you say you've been doing this for 3 years, it kind of raises a red flag as to why some of those pieces of equipment are already part of your operation, or do you just continually rent per capita basis, on each event that you run? So I think a little more clarity on that may help sway some of the votes here.
Okay, and Caesar, and then Teresa.
Yeah, I was not aware that an abstention was a no, but I was leaning more towards a no, so I wasn't sure. But if it counts, I'll definitely stay with a no.
Teresa.
Thank you, Laura. I would like, yes, we probably need to provide more clarity to everybody since we have so many new board members, but also maybe give Carlton an opportunity to go back, reformat his PowerPoint, and then come to executive again. And then you guys can then bring it back to the board.
Okay, well, I want to, there's a little catch-22. We're probably not having executive in November for a variety of reasons. We're going to have an in-person December because it's a short business meeting and then a party. So Carlton, are you willing to come back in person on December 4th? Because that's probably how we're going to be doing our meeting.
Clarify why we're not having the executive.
Yes, that's fine.
Because, do you remember? You want me to share?
But can we pick another day? Or is that
We probably could pick another day, but we were not going to have executive because we were only going to have a very brief business meeting in December, and we already knew what the items were going to be, and we weren't going to have any further funding requests.
But now
come back, so maybe.
Yeah.
Let's say.
Right,
thank you
right.
very much, let's move on to the next stuff.
Right.
As long as you.
I mean, in other words, there were other reasons, but that was and it didn't matter.
Okay.
Okay.
So possibly you'll come back in December.
Well, Carlton, we'll follow up with you, and, for the moment, the motion does not pass.
Okay, thank you.
Motion, not just for the moment, I mean, this motion did not pass.
But we'd like you to stay engaged.
Right, stay engaged, and let's see if we can get to yes.
Issues answered.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. And then the next one, rediscover requests and MPG, and we, executive committee recommended up to $1,200. They were unable to attend tonight. They did attend in person to our executive committee meeting. Rediscover is the entity right next door, and they have been and want to continue, but they're running out of money. They've been going to block clubs in our community, as well as, for example, the tree planting event, at the avenues for Music Under the Stars, where they're providing the kids activities when we're having activities that we want both adults and kids to go to. So they've requested an MPG for $1,200 to pay for the supplies that they use at these events. So this is, they've done going backwards, but they are going to want to continue going forward. And what Rediscover does is, using recycled materials of all sorts, they teach kids they say to make things. I mean, it's to make things. So if you've been inside their building, they're making things with big saws and hammers. It's amazing. That's not what they're doing out at the block clubs. But anyway, they were unable to attend tonight, but the executive committee does recommend $1,200 in an MPG. And once again,
I will make that.
one question, and we don't have a second yet. Okay. We need a second.
I didn't make the motion.
I did.
Awesome.
Okay.
My question is, I was unclear what supplies they need because
They sometimes have to purchase the glue,
right,
the nails.
and
Yeah.
on the grant, it actually should identify because the kinds of things they're purchasing. In my,
I'm not sure we
Not-
need to force somebody to
not a whole, but to give an idea of what the
to
purchase.
say such as,
Such as.
but I'd be very concerned if the clerk said, well, you didn't buy this, you bought that after the
Okay.
fact. I'd be, yeah.
Actually, this is a place of art supplies.
Here, I'm sorry, I haven't remembered to share the screen. Sorry.
That should be art supplies.
Yeah.
Well, it's not art supplies, it's, people donate their used fabric.
Oh, yeah, I took them
But-
weekly
yeah.
donation, so I was trying to
Yeah.
understand what beyond the.
Well, because it's the
recycled
glue,
materials.
no,
that they use.
it's the stuff to keep it, to
Right,
move it
okay.
together.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
just clarity on what the materials needs for. it,
Right.
that's all. Thank you.
And it's not just glue, because glue doesn't
Yeah.
cost $1,200.
Yeah.
But it, it's all the stuff so that they can really do it. So, and I'm seeing that they didn't. Yeah, it's materials, use of tools. So you would like more details, but I would rather not,
Okay.
to be honest, on this form.
Okay.
But on the after report, I'd be really happy to have them break it down, which I think is a better approach, don't you?
Yeah, yeah. I think so.
Okay. Okay, and we know, start date will be changed. Because we learned that lesson last year. The start date will be after we vote. Motion's been made, it's been seconded. I'm gonna,
You ready for?
I guess so, I don't know if I even really shared the screen with that, to be honest. So. No, I didn't. We're ready for a PAC. Okay, what am I sharing? Nothing. Stop the share. Okay. All right,
You can put that now, so good.
you're voting.
Oh, sorry. This is voting
To approve $1,200 in MPG for Rediscover, a nonprofit that provides eco-friendly kids activities for local UNNC area block clubs.
I'm gonna sing. I'm singing.
You're abstaining?
Okay, Elizabeth,
I saw them at the tree planting. They put in the time. They had their whole thing. Yes, that's my vote.
Yes.
Joshua?
Yes.
Edward?
Not here.
Michelle?
Yes.
Tamala?
She can't vote.
Oh, there. I'm a yes. Green?
Yes.
Michael?
Yes.
Chris?
Yes.
Siobhan?
Yes.
Caesar?
Yes.
Rabia?
Yes.
Passes.
Okay, the next item. I guess we're not doing this, Teresa.
No, the motion's already passed through city council.
Okay, so the next item we are tabling 7A, 7B is council file 251259, small lots, big impacts initiative. I'm going to share the screen. Which one did I say it was? 9. Okay, so we discussed this last night at Planning and Zoning Committee. So it's Planning and Zoning that's recommending this council file. Essentially, Nithya Raman has done a motion to, well, who?
He's recusing himself.
Oh, you can just go, oh, you can go outside. Can you get outside?
The other side of the door, that one.
That's.
Okay, he's recused. Michael has recused. All right, essentially, Nithya Raman, who's a councilwoman in Council District 4, has done a motion identifying 12 parcels spread around the city that would be part of essentially a pilot program called Small Lots, Big Impact. They want to sell, these are city-owned lots. They've been acquired from a variety of means, to sell them to private developers at market value. But in order for those developers to build housing for affordable housing for purchase for first-time homeowners, basically. So the sale of the lots, that money would go to buy down the mortgages so that the people could qualify. So there are 12 parcels. The one is in UNNC. The address is 2444 Crenshaw Boulevard, which would be just south of the 10 freeway, just beyond the Rosa Parks complex. And it's at the gate in our, what we call the gateway to the Crenshaw district and the gateway to UNNC. And I'm using the word gateway on purpose because it was identified as the gateway in the Crenshaw Streetscape plan. And because physically it's the gateway. So what we're asking for, we're saying we support this idea, but we are asking that UNNC and also other neighboring councils, wherever those other lots are, be able to participate in the vetting process, provide input for whatever the request for qualifications, the request for proposals will be sent out to these would-be developers, that our ideas would also be utilized for how they select the developers. And that just like this building we are sitting in right now, when the city was trying to sell this parcel, everyone who is applying to be the developer had to meet with the neighborhood council and the community. And if they didn't, they lost points when they were being evaluated. So, and then in the design process, similar. So that's what this proposed community impact statement is saying. So I'm not going to read it out loud because it's been sitting on the screen all this time and it's in the agenda packet. So we need a motion and a second to approve this committee.
Is it an apartment building or just a house?
It would not be a single family house. It would be, well, this is 16,000 square foot in a zone that allows multifamilies, but it would be probably either a small lot subdivision or condominiums because it's for sale housing.
for sale, so owner first time buyer.
Is for sale, it could be I do not know what
The design.
design form it would take. But they did say in the council motion, this would not be allowed to be a project that's asking for waivers, incentives. It would have to be, it'd have to be in the zone, proper to the zone. So compliant with the zone. So I would guess it's gonna be a townhome style, but I don't know that for sure.
Depending on how, I'm looking at the lot right now, depending on how tall it is.
Right, but even though it looks like one lot, I think it's the whole 16,000 square feet. There's 2 vacant lots.
Yeah, just south of the road.
Yeah.
It's right next to the
It's
road.
just, yeah, right next to Rosa Park, but it's the 2 lots. And again, I'm not sure how it is.
Have any of these projects rolled yet?
No, this is
first one.
This is a new motion.
Yeah, okay.
So they were just directing like the city attorney to put it out there. And we're saying
It's a good idea.
we think it's a good idea, but we want it to be, well,
Parking, traffic.
well,
Right by the street.
we want it, oh, you mean, is it a good idea to have residential? I don't know, do you think it was a good idea to have a family affordable housing really right next to the freeway? This one's buffered. But we do think it would be a good idea that it be respectful of the Bronson Avenue behind it. And that it be welcoming and, good design and actually pay for the streetscape that's supposed to be required and compliant with a specific plan and, all that.
Is there any,
Well, parking would not be required, but I do believe you can't sell things easily if you don't provide parking. So from the market source, market would take over on that. This is to be for sale housing, so it's very unlikely that it would have zero parking.
and is there, I know we have different spas, in terms of the affordability and the people who can.
Oh, this is for sale housing, so it would be moderate income. This would not be low income.
Okay.
I mean, it would not be.
It
would not be extremely low income or very low income. It would be, low income these days, a single person can earn $85,000.
But my question was, since we're doing this pilots around, does the applicant of people who can bid and be considered that they qualify for the affordability first time buyer, are they geographically restricted to a large area of our?
All it says is, but they would provide purchase assistance to eligible low or moderate income first time home buyers.
So that's the pool of money that they're identifying. This motion's identifying the money for that, but again, what they're gonna do, what they're proposing, they're going to put out a request for qualifications. So that means that's a thing that the cities do. And development teams, which would respond, I'm interested. I'm interested in these 3 parcels.
Okay, gotcha.
Or I'm interested only in that 1 parcel.
Gotcha.
And then here's what I'd be proposing. And then they're gonna evaluate.
So they also say here, eligible low and moderate income first time home buyers on the
Correct.
SFDN.
Right.
So mixed income.
Okay,
Would be,
right.
would be, units would eventually be for, ostensibly that would be folks from this.
Oh, right. But keeping in mind, low and moderate is, low income is 100% of the median. And moderate is 120% of the median. So there's not poor, I mean, it's not gonna be in the poverty
No, we
level.
understand.
And it's because they have to be able to purchase. It's very unusual. The city hasn't done any for sale housing, meaning affordable for sale, in decades, because it became very hard to do. You might remember that Monterey Hills, back in the 70s, much of that was developed as for sale housing. So.
That's what we did, the second motion.
We didn't even first the motion.
I'm happy.
Discussion vote.
Motion on the floor.
Motion on the floor, and Sandra has seconded again the motion, Princess. Right. Okay, and I'm gonna take this off, I'm gonna unshare Elizabeth, you have a question? And you don't have to keep putting on the screen because I feel it might be painful
Oh, yeah.
on your eye.
Okay, no, it's fine. If you know me, you know I'm all about ownership and I like to support ownership in the area. So I'm really positive about this. It sounds really good. I'm gonna say that like this is where, but I just want to put it on the table. In our area, to me, okay, just tell me if I'm wrong. I believe that these houses should be offered to first-time home buyers who are also Black.
Well,
Because can we do that? Because like the fact that actually my Republican father brought it up to me a couple of years ago. Let me just say that
can we do that? And the answer is no, we cannot.
Can I put on a comment that it should be?
You can.
Thank you. That's what I want, because we have to get beyond the black eye of Bruce's Beach and redlining and not allowing a whole group of people to get loans and get that $24,000 house that they could have gotten 20 years or 30, 40 years ago. So I'm excited about this project, but I wanted it to go further.
Right. But unfortunately, there's fair housing laws don't allow any sort of discrimination. Oh, no, that's the reason we just can't. Yeah. Unfortunately, no. Any other comments or questions? I'd like to call the question. I'd like to call the question, please.
All right, we'll hear, so Chris? Yay. Elizabeth?
Yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Joshua?
Yes.
Michelle?
Yes.
Tamala?
Yes.
Yes.
I think it's not funding. I'm a yes, Green?
Yes.
Chris?
Yes.
Siobhan?
Yes.
Sandra?
No,
No, okay, sorry.
because she hasn't even done a photo.
And you okay. Caesar?
Yes.
Rabia?
Yes.
Excellent, motion passes.
Okay, and you marked Michael as recused.
Yes.
Okay. And now, I have, Caesar, you get to describe this next one. This is,
great.
I'm gonna say it's item number 7C, Council File 250846. On the purchase of 2217, 2227. It's not, oops, I wrote south, it's not south, it's west. And go ahead, Caesar.
Thank you so much. So yeah, this is our first big move at the Park and Recs Committee. If you guys want to join, make sure you're showing up. We're gonna do some good stuff in here. So this motion is to strongly support a motion that was put forward by the councilwoman, is to create a new park, given that our area is very park poor. We are demanding three things from the city council in our, so we drafted the CIS letter, and we're demanding three things: a report back time, 60-day deadline for mandated feasibility and cost analysis. We also want to have a community engagement. We are requiring departments to proactively present their preliminary findings at a UNC meeting to ensure our input is substantive and transparent. And then the last thing we're demanding is the Quimby funds. Is this possible to acquire these parcels through Quimby funds that have been generated in our area? Yeah, so we also are adding that additionally our statement explicitly demands the park to prioritize functioning green space, natural grass, and native planting, and coordinate with the future greening of the Exposition Place alley. Any questions?
So what's the location of this? West.
Where's that exactly?
It's right at 9th Avenue. It's Exposition Place at 9th Avenue. South, yes, south of Exposition, the street, south of the train. On the little pocket that unless somebody ever invited you to lunch, you've never been on that street. Because it's a
The
little,
little townhouse is back there, right?
yeah, so this is right before the townhouses.
Okay.
Right. It's just a little parcel that Metro owns.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna stop the share because this is printed out already on your agendas. Thank you, Caesar, and thank you for the hard work. And I love, the positive attitude. We are gonna require this. But what we're really doing is asking the city council to require it.
We're
But
done.
yeah, Elizabeth, you have your hand raised.
Yeah, I'm a fan of this, but I'm going to tell you, you have my yes vote if you take out all the demands. I think demand brings on a tone of hostility that I don't support.
Yeah, well, Caesar was.
I'm just saying. I just said.
A little bit demanding, it's true. However,
a little bit
in the actual written form of it, it's a request.
That's a request. I'm sorry, I was trying to be strong right now. I'm like pumped.
Okay.
But hang on, he demanded that we don't use fake grass. And you like that, I'm sure. Anyway.
Comment has been received and.
Yes, moving on. Okay. Are there any comments? Let's do a motion. Caesar, you're moving that?
Yeah, I can move this.
I second.
Got it. So Caesar moves, Chris seconds.
All right.
And it's 7B.
So Chris? Yes. Elizabeth?
Yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Joshua?
Yes.
Michelle?
Yes.
Tamala?
Yes.
I'm a yes. Corinne?
Yes.
Michael? Yeah. Chris?
Yes.
Siobhan?
Yep.
Sandra? Oh, I'm sorry. I keep copying too soon. Caesar?
Yes.
Rabia?
Yes.
Awesome.
Okay, one more. Elizabeth, this is the one we did out of your committee. We did it 2 months ago, so you might not remember all of the details. So I'm gonna just go ahead and quickly present. This is council file number 25-1036. A motion that proposes that the city establish a heat threshold of 82 degrees for all the rooms in any kind of rental unit. So the environmental committee has proposed this community impact statement. UNC opposes this motion unless it is significantly changed. In concept, we support the idea that it's way too hot now, it's getting hotter, and people have the right to live in healthy homes. However, this motion would establish a heat threshold, which is actually a cooling threshold of 82 degrees for all rooms in the unit. It does not seem realistic to require every room in a rental to meet that standard. UNC recommends the initiative be changed to require a maximum of 2 rooms in a rental unit that be kept at that 82 degrees threshold. And there's a reason, but I'm trying to now move, there we go, move it along. Older multifamily properties, which are common within the UNC footprint, may not currently have the electrical capacity to accommodate new AC units, and many permit and LADWP requirements make it difficult and expensive for small landlords to upgrade their systems. So second, the city council should mandate that LADWP have a streamlined process for small landlords to upgrade their electrical systems. Third, AC is not the only option for cooling and is in fact taxing on the city's electrical grid. The city, perhaps CMO, which I forget, but that's the heat emergency unit, should prepare toolkits to help owners identify alternative options and resources to keep their rentals cool, and should also consider providing incentives to the owners. Fourth, before finalizing this, the city should know what percentage of renters versus owners actually pay for the electricity. It will not matter if the AC is installed if a renter cannot afford to run the unit and it's hot. So UNC therefore requests that the city council, with the help of LAHD, that's the housing department, CMO, LADWP, the planning department, and the city attorney, reevaluate this initiative to make it more feasible and practical to implement. So that is the proposed community.
And can I make a comment?
Well, you can, but you better not be objecting to what your committee voted on.
I just wanted to tell the group that NCSA, the Neighborhood Council Sustainability Alliance, on Sunday talked about this issue for about 45 minutes, and we are now in line with their take on it. They're going deep into the various intricacies of this, and do not want landlords to just go out and buy a window unit. So they're working this. This is not the end.
And can I tell them what NCSA is? The
Sure.
Neighborhood Council Sustainability Alliance. So Elizabeth is our representative to that alliance. So it seems like a really good idea until you look at the details.
You don't let people spend more money because we're already having problems paying our bills after this.
Well, it may not even be feasible. I mean, it may not be feasible to have 2 air conditioning units in one apartment if it's got older electricity. Usually can get 1 unit in. So, okay, can I unshare? The share. So are there any?
So what's the motion?
The motion would be, once we make it, to approve the community impact statement as presented. Which the community impact statement would say that UNNC opposes unless significant changes are made to the city council motion. But our motion would be to approve what has been presented. Yeah.
Motion is
Vote to oppose the CIS.
No, not to, you can vote to oppose the CIS. That means you.
That does not necessarily mean that we support the council.
If you vote to oppose the CIS, we don't, if opposition wins, we don't file at this community. We just don't file. We don't change it.
We don't have a voice.
We don't.
The city council.
Well, we don't have a voice unless we write another one, but we're not writing it tonight. Yeah.
Even if it's don't do that.
That's correct, Michael, that you're not agreeing with the motion. You can disagree with this.
Right. You can vote no on this.
Environmental and not necessarily agree with this.
Correct. So this is just a vote, yes or no, on will we upload this community impact statement?
Yes on
Okay. We do need to vote. You guys will call.
We need a second. Okay.
So we said Elizabeth first.
I have Elizabeth as motion.
Okay, cool.
All right, so Chris? Yes. Elizabeth?
Yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Joshua?
Yes.
Michelle?
I think I didn't understand the vote, the way of the vote. I think I'm voting opposite. I want it what everybody else don't want.
Okay. That's fine. You're voting no. That's fine.
Kamala?
Yes.
Amina, Screen?
Yes.
Michael?
Yes.
Chris?
Yes.
Siobhan?
Yes.
Cedar?
No.
Rabia?
No.
Okay.
And
motion passes. Okay. Item 8, UNNC committees. Does any standing committee have a report that hasn't already been covered? Okay, noting that we need to be out of here, but does anyone have a report? Okay. Appoint outreach chair. We still need to do it. Sandra has volunteered to be the outreach chair, so I would love to hear a motion to appoint Sandra. Oh, no, we don't need a VAC.
Okay.
We just need a motion in a second.
I'll second that.
Everybody second.
Yeah.
All in favor of appointing Sandra our outreach chair? Just raise your hand, and she and Hunter are gonna work together.
I'm proud of you, so we'll be.
Okay, and then we have, as you know, we've had a lot of conversations of late about traffic safety and other transit and mobility issues. In fact, I think you all got an email, well, you didn't, but most of you got an email today that there's gonna be an open house on the Vision Zero on Pico Boulevard, and if you didn't get it, I will forward it to you. So we've been doing a lot of discussions on traffic safety. We have people who want to serve on that committee, and I mean Muriel, Kristen Riddick, Caesar, others, but we don't have someone who wants to be its chair. It's a subcommittee to planning and zoning. It does not need to meet monthly. It is not a standing committee, but it does need to have a chair. Is there anybody interested to be its chair? And if not, I'm gonna look outside the board. Then we're moving on.
This is a tough one. I would, but you know what my situation is right now.
Yeah,
Yeah, a month or two to figure it out.
right. I mean, we're gonna continue to engage in these topics, but it really needs to have a chair. Yeah. Okay, so speaking of that, we really need someone in addition to me, that's item 9, who would be willing to learn how and then do uploading our community impact statements. It's not that hard.
I can do it. I can learn.
I can also do that.
Okay, we need to actually officially vote. This is the BAC.
Oh, okay.
Well, and then you add me back in. I mean, because there's a form we'll have to fill out and submit to Daniel. But so we'll need to do a BAC that we're identifying 3 people: Caesar Garcia, Robbie Khan, and Laura Myers continuing to be UNNC's official filers for community impact statements. That's I'm making that motion. I've been avoiding making motions all night.
Second that motion.
Chris seconds.
Call for the vote.
As we, and if I'm supposed to have that motion say we approve the form, I don't think so. We just have to fill it out afterwards. Right. Well, no, there's that dark form, right, and I sign it, the president gets to sign it, but we do have to vote on a BAC.
And motion with Laura, second is Chris?
Correct.
Okay. So Chris?
Yes.
Elizabeth?
Yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Joshua?
God.
Yes.
Michelle?
Yes.
Tamara?
Yes.
I'm a yes. Green?
Yes.
Michael?
Yes.
Chris?
Yes.
Siobhan?
Yes.
Caesar?
Yes.
Rabia?
Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Change your mind.
Okay. All right, planning and specs. Item 10, planning and zoning, as I mentioned before, number A is tabled. B is follow up to previous cases, ENS, old business, status updates, blah. So just several, we're not taking any action tonight, just a quick update. 1638 South Bronson is the proposed 5-story housing project on Bronson and 17th, which is now known as Johnny Cochran Way. And neighborhood is up in arms. It involves the demolition of a bungalow apartment complex, CD10, the neighbors, myself, and representatives of the planning department have been meeting on this. At this moment in time, the case is on hold because it was incomplete. Council district has written to the planning department basically saying that this project's not eligible to apply under the state law that it has applied under, which is AB 2334, because it's asking for too many incentives and waivers, and not following anything. And in the meantime, the developer, not knowing about all of this, has redesigned it, but hasn't corrected it's a prettier design, but it's not a correction of the problems. So that's the update on that. And so more to come. The open space element, there's state legislation that requires all cities throughout the state to update their open space element. The current Los Angeles open space element, which it covers parks and clean air, all of that, is dated 1973. So it needed updating either way. The city had decided to update it through the planning department's environmental justice section, which was the section that got eliminated with budget cuts. So they are supposed to be entering into the community engagement and outreach phase 2 this fall. Well, fall's almost over.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying. So we're just tracking that at the planning and zoning, but again, it overlaps completely the effort that we are engaged in, which is proposed UNNC Green Master Plan, which we're working on via primarily with Caesar and the Recreation and Parks Committee, but also Environmental Committee, Trees Committee, Planning and Zoning. I mean, this is going to be our big effort this year. So I'm trying to get the city planning department to engage with us so that what we're doing is in alignment. So that's that. So moving on, because not voting on that either. 2037 West Jefferson, I'm sorry. That's an office building being proposed on Jefferson Boulevard. It ended up skipping the HPOZ. It's just east of the library.
On the library.
East of the library, I believe. What's your address on the library?
2211.
It's a little more than just east. It's east of the
That
library.
place that I got burned down past the Burger Palace.
Correct. It's a burned up place. But the point is, they didn't have to have the HPOZ hearing because the HPOZ couldn't achieve quorum because they only had 3 board members. So it's triggering that how come the mayor hasn't appointed to fill the vacancy? How come CD10 hasn't appointed to fill the vacancy? And in the meantime, the planning department didn't do what they usually do when there's a inability to reach quorum in an HPOZ. This required a public hearing. Usually the planning department holds the public hearing and the board members who can attend just attend as members of the public, and members of the public can attend. They did none of it. They just decided to make a decision. The determination is due out next week or the week after. And I thought it would due out before tonight's meeting, frankly. So
Really?
yeah, so we'll see what happens with that. Executive Committee, number 11. President's report. Does anyone remember, did anyone raise their hand last month saying, I would agree to receive the neighborhood council election records from the city clerk?
I thought so.
I think it was, okay, so we're gonna just skip that. Somebody has to go pick up election records at the city clerk's office. So I'll listen to this. I'll listen to the tape. I keep putting this on the agenda. Appoint representatives to neighborhood council alliances and or budget reps. Does anyone want to serve on the South Los Angeles Alliance, whether it's SLANC, South LA Neighborhood Council Coalition?
No, it's only one state.
Whatever, SLANC.
Yes,
Right? It's different from LANC. LANC is citywide, SLANC is South LA.
Yeah, if you don't mind me adding to that, it's critical that South LA participation is there for SLANC.
Right.
Because all the other ants you hear about.
Right.
And South LA is very unique in its own.
Yeah.
They meet virtually, I don't know which Thursday could be second.
It's a third.
It is a third Thursday. Yeah, virtual,
It's
yeah.
mostly virtual. It's run by Cyrus, who was the president of NANDA State. And she runs it excellently. And once or twice a year in person and now virtually otherwise. Yeah, so, okay, and I do go.
I'm interested, but I would like to know a little more.
Okay, let me then email you some of the agendas.
Okay, thank you.
And we can have 2. We can have a rep and an alternative.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm writing this down. December, we already heard a little bit. We always have yummy food, a little party for December with a short business meeting. So we already know now that we're gonna have probably Project Pit again, but that doesn't negate what I just said. The other thing is that in theory, but I don't know if we are required to do this, neighborhood councils that meet 100% virtually must meet 100% in person once a year. Since we're meeting hybrid, I'm not sure we have that requirement, but I would obviously hope that most of us would come to the party anyway. In person, yes, but we don't get to eat El Cholos or whatever we delicious food.
$200 budget.
I do, well, no, I could maybe have a $200 budget because I've been spending so little money on our refreshments, because I'm not dumb.
You gotta pay about it.
No, what I'm saying is, we have an annual budget for refreshments, so, so I've been spending less and less money. So we will have the
holiday,
saving our chips, yes, sir.
Since Jeff is retiring, couldn't we do something for him at this party?
And we could do that as well.
What's that?
Jeff
Jeff
is
can't,
retiring.
well, Jeff is moving to Missouri.
Yeah, we-
No, Missouri.
I said, can we do something at that party to celebrate?
Yeah.
Our party.
Oh,
And invite
yes,
everybody.
we can't, oh, well, then it better not be El Cholos, but yes, we can.
It's gotta be on television if I have anything to do with it.
Okay.
No, television, anything.
All right. So, but the point is, can I encourage those of you who are, I mean, I know Josh is already planning to come in person, right? Yep, because it's fun. So I'm just hoping everyone can come in person to the December meeting. I think we'll still do the business meeting if we have to, virtually, but it'll be very brief.
Is that kind of our retreat?
No.
And since I'm an outreach person, could I be like, just kind of cheering?
No, yes, is it gonna be here? Here? I don't know.
Not here.
Oh, not here. Well,
There's no block in this place, not here.
can I just say, the only alternative we would actually be able to do on this notice, if we don't have here, is South Sea's house.
Yes,
We have to do
more
it at South Sea's. house.
More of a party spot. I'll take
Yeah.
it. Is this
Yeah.
right here?
So we can do, so that's gonna be the deal, South Sea's house, December 4th,
December
the first Thursday, so it's gonna be a brief, I will have to talk to the city clerk, because we will not have our MER to approve, which we have to do tonight before we leave. And then, as previously discussed, we cannot have a first Thursday of January meeting, because that happens to be New Year's Day. So, oh gee, just don't know. So, executive committee has decided to recommend, but I think we have decided that we're gonna combine the January and February board meeting and have it sometime in middle of January, and have the board retreat, which is still officially a meeting, but it'll be on a Saturday in early to mid-February.
And what would that be again? I'm still.
Where?
Is a retreat, what is that? That's
Well-
something we're going out into the woods.
No, we are
No,
not.
we're not.
We're not.
doing that either.
We don't know yet what the topic will be, but it will include mostly team building and some learning, and maybe learning demographics of our area. But the point is, we're not gonna have a January meeting and then right after that, a February meeting, and then right after that, a retreat. So that does mean that we're gonna be late on our MERs, unfortunately.
So maybe the word retreat throws you off a little bit.
It does.
Because it's limited to the board. It is open to the public.
Are we going somewhere, or are we meeting somewhere?
Well, we're gonna we had agreed to do it at a library, and that proved impossible to do as quickly as we wanted to. And that is why, but we have to be in a city-owned facility. It's not an event.
Is it possible like having it at City Hall?
No. Because it has to be, any meeting has to be within our footprint.
Oh, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi,
Oh, Siobhan.
I just wanted to make sure you understood, I was the one who originally brought this up. My purpose in bringing it up, although we haven't had a chance to discuss it, and I've tried to bring it up a couple times, but it keeps getting blown over, what I wanted to understand more, because I'm a new board member, is talk as a group about our priorities for the year. I also was hoping that we have an opportunity to look at and maybe refine and talk about our vision statement, our mission statement, and our value statement, and also pick some priorities for the year.
Correct.
Especially in light of the fact that our budget went from 36 grand to 25 grand, and our administrative costs haven't moved, or have only gone up. So that leaves us less money.
Okay, now we're gonna do it for the 18 months going forward.
Right, and because I come from a communications background and I work with companies and executives all the time, I feel like I need that level of clarity in order to know like what we as a group focus on. And it tells us what we do, it also tells us what we don't do. And gives us also marching orders for the next year to 18 months. So that was my purpose in originally bringing it up.
And let me add, because even before you brought it up, Candace brought it up. And she brought it up because she was tasked last year, meaning June, July, with creating our report to Dawn as to what we had accomplished. And since we haven't set any goals.
It's very hard to.
Yeah, so it aligns with what you're saying, that it was, Candace wanted to do it.
Yeah.
We do want to do it, but then at the last meeting, we kind of did a show of hands and said, let's just do it the first or second Saturday of November. And it's like, sure, let's do that. But it turned out that we couldn't plan it that quickly, not just the topic and content, but literally the library rooms required more than 30 days application notice. And we didn't, we were doing this.
No campfire in the woods.
With that in mind, just so you're aware, it's not.
It's 9:05, so we can't have a long conversation.
Okay, if it does have to be in our footprint and has to be city owned, we don't have a lot of options to choose.
That is correct.
So do we have a list of what our options?
I just mentioned 2 libraries in the South Seas house, but on a Saturday, we can't do the South Seas house. So 2 libraries. Well, yeah, we're gonna, the librarian at Washington Irving Library has already said, from her perspective, absolutely yes.
Okay.
But she couldn't get, she couldn't avoid the
It
paperwork.
could also be on school ground, couldn't, because they're city owned.
But on a Saturday?
On a Saturday.
I'm just saying.
Yes, but we need a place that we can just easily do with a community room on a Saturday, which has parking. Yeah. We don't have a police department community room within our footprint.
What about the Olympic division?
They're not in our footprint.
UNC.
Olympic is just outside, South is.
They have to be in the geometry of.
Wow. Yeah, we're rather limited.
So if we do it now, if we can take one day for Western.
We're gonna be good. Yeah, we're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. Okay, we're beating this horse to death. Guys, here's the thing.
Yes.
We are beating this horse dead, and we must approve 2 monthly expenditure reports right now. So if you can queue up.
I'm going to approve.
Well, no. No.
I'm not sure we have quorum.
What do you mean?
We've had
If we
people
don't-
leave.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have their quorum. We have 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have 13. It doesn't matter if you can vote. You just have to keep your butt in that chair for another few minutes, please.
1 minute.
No, because they have 2 MERs.
5 more minutes.
Right. Okay. Okay, so an MER is the monthly expenditure report. We had a beginning balance of $37,314.07 with a net available of $34,000. I know that Candace has explained this many times. Unfortunately, I don't understand and I don't understand her explanations as to why those amounts are so weird. But our spending was for our storage, for our, this one was not saving money, for our food last month. this means the check was finally cashed for the, our booth at the, right, right. So we have, yeah,
The 3 minutes.
right.
We paid
And
$1,500. Wow.
for what?
To be at the LA Korean Festival.
Yes, we did.
Wow.
Okay, so I need a motion, Michael,
I make the motion.
to approve the, what month is
The
this?
September.
September MER.
All right, ready to roll? All right.
Oh, who seconded?
September.
Okay.
So Chris? Yeah. Elizabeth?
Yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Joshua?
Yes.
Michelle?
Yes.
Tamara?
Yes.
I'm a yes. Kareem?
Oh, I'm sorry, Tamara can't vote. Ineligible.
That's right. Thank you for the reminder.
Kareem?
Yeah.
Michael? Yeah. Chris?
Yeah.
Siobhan?
Yep.
Sandra is also ineligible. Caesar?
Oh, Caesar who's who left.
Caesar. And then, sorry, Rabia.
Yes.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay, so we now, oh, did I share the screen? Is this on the, wait. But did I share this? Does anybody on Zoom see this? Got it.
No.
Ugh. All right, here we go. Monthly expenditure report for October 2025. Our beginning balance was 36,406.59. So again, that didn't somehow match what we just saw a moment ago, and I don't understand why, but we did spend money in the month of October for public storage. And then the Theodore Payne, what we gave away at the tree planting event and at the Korean Festival were seed packets with Unnc on the outside filled with milkweed seeds, and yes, we have some leftover for you. Look. And the Amazon thing were the packets. And the Nays Tacos was the food for volunteers at the tree planting. And this time the check is cash. So the first one was the check was mailed. This time the check is cash. The same one time. There's not 2 checks for $1,500. That's why it's so confusing. And similarly, this time the check or whatever was cash. Last month it was approved. So it's, yeah, but this is just a confusing report. So who moves to approve the MER?
I will make the motion.
I second. She got in before. For the October 2025. Okay.
So Chris?
Yes.
Elizabeth?
Yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Joshua?
Yes.
Michelle?
Yes.
I'm a yes. Kareem?
Yes.
Michael? Yes. Chris?
Yes.
Siobhan?
Yes.
Caesar? Oh, never mind, absent. Rabia?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, so I think since Hunter's not here, he did post the minutes into the agenda packet, but since we're out of time, and he is not here, we'll pull that off. Read them at your leisure because we want to be able to actually approve them at the December meeting. And is there any old business? I'm thinking not. So with that, we are adjourned, but I want to remind everyone who's sitting here in this room, we clean up all of us. Put the tables back.